Hey everybody, I am sitting on my back porch today and wanted to do our moment together with you. Today I want to talk a little bit about what it means to be united. And I'm going to start by using an illustration. For instance, how easy is it to break a toothpick? That was pretty easy. Didn't take much of anything at all. It's sort of like being by myself. When I do things by myself, when I really could use help, but I'm going to do it by myself anyway, sometimes it just doesn't work. I end up breaking it, or I myself get myself hurt. But how easy do you think it would be to break a whole bunch of toothpicks? I've got a whole bunch of them right here. So let's see. Nope. I didn't even crack any of them. So I guess that means that the more I have of toothpicks there, the harder it is to break them. Just like me. If I've got friends and family and people around me to help me, the harder it is for me to find myself broken or hurt or unable to do what I need to do. The Bible talks about this too. In Ecclesiastes, it says, by yourself you're unprotected. With a friend, you can face the worst. And if you can round up a third, well, a 3-strand rope isn't easily broken. United we stand. And the entire church needs to be united. If we're divided, it's easy for us to fall. One evening when I was sitting at the campfire, which I like to do in the summertime, the logs were burning really nicely, and you've got sparks that are flying out every once in a while, and occasionally you get one of those red hot coals that would pop off of one of those logs and fall off to the side. And one evening I was watching it, and it started out glowing really bright orange, and then it started to get darker in color, and then eventually it turned black and was no longer heated. Wasn't giving off any heat. And just a few minutes ago it was nice and warm and making the warm evening feel even nicer. When the coals were gathered together, they stay united, they stay hot, and they continue to burn. But once one of them's taken away, by itself, it doesn't take very long for it to get cold and die. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. The country that we live in is called the United States. United is right there in it. And what do you think would have happened if all the colonies and the provinces and the regions that make up our country now had decided that they were going to do their independence by themselves? I don't think they would have been united, that we would have become the United States. Remember, a bunch of toothpicks were a whole lot stronger than a single toothpick. And imagine this kind of an argument or discussion on a playground. I want to play basketball. I want to play football. I want to play baseball. And there are only 3 of you. And they're your friends. But none of you want to do the same thing. You all want to do something different. So we can make a choice. We can either decide that we're going to get angry at each other and I'm playing basketball. I'm going to play baseball. I'm playing football. Can one person play all the positions for football? Can one person play baseball by themselves, doing the pitching, the catching, the throwing, the hitting, all at the same time? What about basketball? Sure, you can shoot hoops. But you can't play pig, you can't play horse, or whatever the other types of games you want to do to knock one another out, or even a pickup game. You can't do it by yourself. What about the church? Can we do church all by ourselves? I mean, we can have the argument, well, I don't have to go to church on Sunday. I don't have to go to church at all because I can worship God out in the woods all by myself. And another can say, well, I can worship God all by myself while I'm sitting at the beach because I like the ocean. And that's where I feel closest to God. Or another who says, well, I will worship God in the garden because that's where I feel closest to God. But it's easy to get distracted when we're in the woods as we look for shed deer antlers, as we look for other animals and trees and bugs and all kinds of things. As we're looking for the things that are in nature, we can be distracted very easily. At the ocean, there's lots to do on the boardwalk and everything else, and we might not think about God at all. And when we're in the garden, we can get caught up in the harvesting and the weeding and everything else and lose track. But if we were to come together for 1 hour and worship God, then God finds us right there. In Matthew 18, we're told this: when 2 of you get together on anything on earth and make a prayer of it, my Father in heaven goes into action. And when 2 or 3 of you are together because of me, you can be sure that I'm there with you. We've gathered together for a few minutes, and Jesus joined us, even though we're having to do it over the computer. United, we stand. Alone, we can be broken. Dear God, keep us united even when we are pulled apart by this pandemic. Keep us together, God, until we can see one another again and laugh and joke and play together. Amen. I miss you. Can't wait till we're together again. God bless you. Bye.